So today you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen, and some highlighters. La la la. Boop. So today we're going to be talking about function or not mapping diagrams. I'm going to recenter my beautiful stuff. There he goes. So, I'm going to scroll my paper up a little bit, and I'm going to rotate. There you go. So, if an input map has more than one output, it is not a function. That seems pretty important. I'm going to highlight the not a function. And I'm going to highlight the words more than, because I'm going to highlight, because I already see the word domain, so I'm going to highlight input and the word domain, as well as the word output and the word range. So I start to get that ideas flowing. Okay? So if an input map has more than one output, it is not a function. Relation: the correspondence between an input, domain, and an output, range. That was it. If each input has an output and vice versa, it is a relation. Seems pretty easy enough. We need to make sure we pay attention to this. This seems super important. I'm just going to star it on my side so I don't forget. So I'm going to scroll my paper up a little bit so we can see our first two problems. Okay, so I first have to talk about the domain and range in this problem set. Easy, because I know anything on my left side, that's going to be my input, and this is going to be my output, okay? Input, output. Put the other one as well. And so I wrote it down so I won't forget. Okay, so I can see they're all circled already, so I don't have to worry that much about it. I'm just going to highlight just because it makes me happy. So again, I'm going to draw my beautiful squiggly brackets. If you don't have a bracket, the squiggles, you ain't squiggling. So I got 0, 1, comma, -1, comma, 2, comma, -2. And I'm going to close it off. My next one, my range, I'm going to squiggle, squiggle, 0, comma, 1, comma, 2. Squiggle, squiggle. So, looking back here, if every input has more than one output, okay, so let's look. He has one output, he has one output, he has one output, he has one output, and he has one output. So it is a function. That was pretty easy. So yeah, this is a function. Next one. Again, I'm going to highlight the important stuff that I see, just so I can figure it out later. As you can see, I highlighted my information, so now I'm going to fill in my domain and range. I'm going to fill in my domain and range. So I should have 1, comma, 4 for my domain. And my squiggle brackets are existing. So I should have -1, comma, 1, comma, -2, comma, 2. Squiggle, squiggle. So now I'm going to check if my input map has more than one output. You have 2. This one input has 2 outputs. This one input has 2 outputs. It's not a function. Crazy? It tried to trick us. But we're too smart for that. So I'm going to move my paper down so I can see my next part, and I will bring this up a little bit. Sorry for the shakes. So again, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna highlight my domain, which is gonna be my input, and I'm gonna highlight my range, which is gonna be my output. Okay, so now I'm gonna write it down. Squiggle, squiggle. So I should have 1, 3, 5, 7. And then for my range, I have -1, 4, 6. And again, I'm going to reference my thing. Input has more than one output, not a function. So I got to look. So you have one, you have one, you have one, you have one. So he is a function. Awesome. Next part. So again, I'm going to highlight my domain. Then I'm going to highlight my range. Now I'm going to write them down. So I should have 3, 1, 0. And then for my range, I should have -2, 1, 0. Nice. Wrote them down. So now I'm going to look again to check if my input has more than one output. So he has one output, he has one output, he has 2 outputs. So that means this can't be a function. Please make sure you're using your highlighters to figure out your information. I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see all the beautiful stuff. Please make sure you start it. I'm going to just start again. There you go. Okay, bye-bye.